Right, now I want to see how this Xtrail drives, and for now we're just doing a little bit of low speed, just cruising,
just
normally
cruising.
Comfortable.
Just cruising in a car from Cruise Auto.
I see what you did there. That joke of the day. Yeah. So anyways, how are you finding the car so far?
Look, with most cars that I'm driving these days, I'm loving the way they have a certain level of like confidence with them. The car is very sure of itself, and this one is no exception. However, with this one, a lot of the functions, like this one doesn't have cruise control, doesn't have lane assist. Some of the options they do come with those trims, bells and whistles, but of course these are now in most cases anyway, like most people find those things to be a bit more gimmicky than practical, so it doesn't take away from the practicality of this actual trim.
Yeah, especially in our market here in Zimbabwe, where we're not using a lot of those features anyways, and
because our roads are not marked anyway.
Yeah, so
and if they are marked with potholes.
Yeah, so the car would be confused.
So I don't think any car can pick up the braille that potholes try to depict when you're driving.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
That 2-liter engine though.
Yeah.
That 2-liter engine, I mean, as soon as we get past this little patch of potholes, I'd like you to feel something. Let me just put it into sport mode here and then feel this.
Yeah, it pulls. And what's helping it in terms of acceleration is that electric motor. Because this engine is the 2-liter inline 4. So it's got 147 horsepower and 207 newton meters of torque. But you've got the electric motor, which adds an additional, is it 40? Yeah, 41 horsepower. So in total, you have about 188 horsepower.
Yep.
And given the size of the vehicle, it's adequate as we've seen. And can we see again? Can we?
Okay. Let's try it again. 3, 2, 1. Ready?
It takes a while to pull.
Yeah, it's got a bit of that lag, because this is a CVT transmission. This is what most of these hybrid cars have anyway, but this one doesn't really have that rubber band feel, like unlike in the Toyota Aqua. In the Toyota Aqua, there was really a bit of a rubber band feel that has become notorious with most CVTs, but this one doesn't really have it. But then CVTs are not really my favorite transmissions when it comes to automatics, but look, it works.
Yeah, it works. I mean, we've already established that it's quick, and it doesn't have to be any quicker because you've got your family on board. You don't need to be blasting through traffic and doing these Need for Speed scenes. And are you trying to audition for Fast and Furious 11? What, are they on 11 now? Is it 10? I don't know.
15.
Are you auditioning for the latest one? No, you just.
But here's the thing, you might not be auditioning for the Fast and the Furious, but if you're a soccer mom and you have your kids in the back, you might want to drive a bit fast because we're family.
No, I think I can do a better. Family. Anyways, apart from the speed though, comfort is another thing to take note of.
Leather seats.
And
my tush is comfy.
Leather-esque.
Well, hey man, it's as good as leather, man.
But they feel nice. I love the seats. They're quite comfortable. And leg room, that's one thing that I love as a tall gentleman. I've got lots of room. I love it.
That's one thing that I've noticed about Nissan in general when it comes to ergonomics. I mean, if you look at even the infotainment cluster, the dashboard, even the seats, they go a little bit above and beyond when it comes to keeping their occupants comfortable. In comparison to other cars in the market, your people like the Mitsubishi Outlander, or even like the Toyotas.
Yeah, the RAV4s.
The RAV4s. They're not the Vanguards. They're not really as comfortable, and even the Hilux.
We're doing, let's not go there. You didn't disappear again, Brian. Clearly you haven't learned your lesson. Anyways, what he's trying to say is
Hilux is a very nice car.
Yes. So in summary, guys, this car is I think it ticks all the right boxes given the price. You're looking at about 16,000 to 18,000
for this particular one.
Yeah, for these hybrid models, and I think it's worth the buy. Why? Because you've got the range is very competitive. You're looking at about 4.8 liters to the 100, aided by the electric motor, of course. So you've got the electric motor aiding in efficiency and in acceleration, which is a win-win. Oh, one more thing we forgot to mention, it's got regenerative braking. So how that works is if you're in stop-and-go traffic, for example, you don't have to press the brake if you want to slow down. You can just let off the accelerator and the car just brakes itself through the electric motor. And in so doing, it's actually charging itself. So you've got
it uses the friction to generate energy.
Yeah.
And puts it into the battery.
Yeah. So you've got all that going on in a nice package where, you know, it's supposed to be a 7-seater, but if you have it in this 5-seater configuration.
That 7-seater configuration, I'm telling you, Nissan Japan, in this car, that 7-seater configuration is absolute rubbish.
Yeah, there's not enough room for anyone.
I'm glad you dumped that.
Yeah, but if you have it in this 5-seater configuration, it means you've got lots of boot space now to add everything in.
1,500 liters approximately when the seats are down, of course.
Yeah, and I think because of that, it's got a lot of good things going for it. So if you're in the market for a Nissan crossover and you don't want the first and second generation because everybody has those, you want something more modern, then look at this 2016 Nissan Xtrail. You just might like it. And on
I think you'll definitely like it.
Yeah. So definitely consider it.
I would definitely consider it. I'll definitely shortlist this car.
For sure.
Yeah. And you'll probably find if you buy this car, you'll have a trail of X's coming after you, because after all, this is a Nissan.
Oh, I got another one. I got another one.
Xtrail.